All right, so here are 5 reasons why you should check out Korean dramas. Now, I know what many of you may be thinking, that you've thought, oh, well, Korean dramas, I'm an American, I don't really want to read subtitles. But I'm here to tell you that I used to think the same way, and it's definitely worth it to give them a try. And I want to give you we want to give you 5 reasons why you should give K-dramas a try.
Okay. So, our number one first reason is the intrigue of a different culture. It's basically like a whole new world opening up to you. It's interesting, it's different. We found ourselves loving the food that the people eat, and wanting to try it. Also, the way that the people talk and their mannerisms are different than the way we might talk in our mannerisms. So it's just very fresh and interesting and new. And as far as subtitles go, you don't even notice that you're reading the subtitles after a while. I always thought that would be a big problem, that it would bother me, but you don't even notice it after a while, and it becomes interesting. Even the language itself is interesting, and as you watch the dramas and you're reading the subtitles, you're also hearing the language, and so you start to pick up on the language, which is really cool. And it's made me even interested in learning the language itself. So I feel like it opens up this whole other side of your brain where it's like all this new kind of exciting new culture, new ideas, new things. Because American, we know that there's certain American tropes that can get overplayed, and also love the childlike innocence of the plot. And both types, either whether you're doing a period drama, or what they would call saguk, or whether you're doing a modern drama, both are very interesting and very well done. We've tried both of them and loved both.
Yeah.
So, so that's the first one. And
number 2, the quality and the quantity. Quality and the quantity of the Korean films. Now, what I mean by quality is that if you check out a Korean drama on Netflix or Amazon Prime or another streaming service, you're gonna at least probably get 16 episodes of an hour and a half, maybe hour 10 length, and these are just not low quality indie kind of episodes. These are movie production type of episodes where usually there's big budgets, the action sequences are great, the cinematography is great, the acting is great, production, everything, soundtrack. You're really getting a lot for, a lot of bang for your buck when you watch the Korean dramas. They're just not, they're made really well. The quality is there, and then quantity. You're getting 16 episodes of an hour long. That's almost 16 movies in one series. And so when you get into a Korean drama, it's not like a movie where you have 2 hours and that's it to get into the characters and then it's over. But the characters are fully developed. There's so much to like and there's so much to enjoy about a long series and a very well done series. The directors take their time. The scripts are very well written. We'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, that was like one of the things that was most surprising to me, because I basically dismiss Korean dramas. I say, no, I'm not going to watch that, and I didn't realize the quality and the quantity of it. So number 2, quality and the quantity of Korean dramas far exceed expectations. But number 3, Rich, what do you got?
Number 3 is endearing and developed characters. You have a lot of characters, and because you have 16 episodes, you can develop them really well over those 16 episodes. And the characters are just very endearing. People love them. That's why people get hooked on the dramas. It's not as much for the plots, although there are interesting plots, but I think a lot of it is the character development and the characters themselves. That make them very relatable and real. They get into, what I love about it, they get into their their psyche, what's going on in their minds. A lot of times you'll see flashbacks to their childhood or to some event in their past that makes you connect with them. They're very relatable. They're not, most of the time, they're not one-dimensional. And that's even not even just the main characters. It's often side characters. There's multiple characters that are developed. And usually the stories are very character-driven. There's the plot, but the characters are the most important part of it, and I think that's what makes people also really love the dramas, is because they're so character driven, and there's always somebody that you relate to, and you usually love the characters pretty early on, because let's be honest, you can't really love, especially a 16-hour show, if you don't love the characters. And so I'd say that the characters are very endearing and relatable. They have a lot of strong actors. I would say, would you agree that the acting is strong? A lot of the times we've been amazed at some of the acting that we've seen.
Yeah.
And the acting is real. Like, I feel like in American shows and movies, sometimes there's this cool way to act, but it doesn't always feel like real life or the way people really act. And in Korean dramas, it feels more raw and real. Like, when they cry, it's like ugly crying, like the way people really cry. And I think it really connects with you.
Yeah. Oh, good point. The fourth reason why you should check out Korean drama is that it's mostly clean and pure. Mostly clean and pure. And I've been amazed at scrolling through Netflix and some of the streaming services. For American films and American series, we're Christians, so we want to put pure and clean things in our minds, and hope that stories that are glorifying to God in some way. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of the American films and series that are coming out are not, and it's very difficult to watch a 16-episode series that has strong sexual content, profanity, really over-the-top violence and gore. Korean dramas has kind of lent itself a nice backdrop, because most of the episodes and most of the movies and series that I've seen are pure. They're clean, mostly no profanity at all, maybe a few words here and there. I'm not saying it's perfect. Hardly ever any sexual content that you have to be worried about. And for the Christian, it kind of eases your mind, and you can just relax and watch the movie without feeling burdened in your conscience in some way that you saw something that would dissatisfy the Lord in some way, or just put something in your mind that you don't want. Or the characters are usually mostly virtuous. They're usually promoting virtue, and I find it quite enjoyable now watching these series where it's not all about the violence. It's not all about the drugs, the sex. They don't need cheap tactics or tricks to try to bring in people to watch. It's just pure filmmaking, good acting, good storytelling. So that's why you should check it out. It's morally pure, clean, most of it. I'm not saying all of it. I've seen a few where there's obviously your exceptions, but for the most part, it's pure and it's clean, and you can just watch it and enjoy it, and you let the filmmaking do the rest. So that's our fourth reason.
Yeah,
why.
and I just want to add one thing to that too, is I think with the politically charged kind of situation that we're in America right now, it's nice to watch something from another country where there's no like political agenda for, it's just kind of stories, like good stories, without like a political agenda and whatever that agenda might be. Now maybe if you're from Korea, you can see more agendas in there, but as an American, it just feels like a story, and so that's really nice and refreshing.
Sure.
Okay, number 5, our last point, is unique and refreshing plot. And that was one of the things that first caught my interest when watching Korean dramas, was just the different plot lines that are not, they're different than the way American movies or shows usually, do their plots or how their plots go. For example, the first Korean drama I ever saw was about this guy who, could no longer read faces. He couldn't see people's faces, but he could, it was like crazy. It was like, what? This is such an interesting plot. Like all of a sudden he had a fall and now he couldn't read people's faces. Yeah. So very unique and different plots.
Can I add just something to that?
Yeah.
The originality of the Korean dramas, obviously if you've watched American film for quite a while recently, you just have all remakes. You have part 2 and part 3. Then they're making remakes of films that were made in the 80s and the 70s, and there's really no original filmmaking anymore. No original stories that are coming out, aside of Christopher Nolan and a few directors that write their own screenplays. But here in Korean dramas, you're getting original stories. You're getting creative stories. That's what filmmaking's all about. That's what storytelling's all about. No one wants to see the same movie 2, 3, 4 times. You know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's not like stories that follow a franchise. You have like, the Marvel franchise, the Lord of the Rings franchise. These are just like standalone stories that are really well told, and they're just good.
Yeah.
And they're not like, they're not running off of like, we know we can get money because this is a franchise and this is a brand that everybody likes. It's like, it's its own thing, and that's refreshing. There's multiple genres within Korean drama, so don't think, these are all love stories or these are all, this kind of drama. But there's multiple genres, and some people don't realize that. Yeah. They think, a Korean drama is a romance, or a Korean drama is like Squid Game, or whatever, which we did not watch Squid Game. But it's not. It's just like America. It's full of, all different kinds of genres. We've seen ones that are set back in the Joseon dynasty that have a lot of like sword fighting and stuff like that. Historical. We've seen modern, like romantic comedy. We've seen thriller, almost like Jason Bourne style ones. So there's fantasy ones. We've seen some fantasy ones.
Yeah.
So there's just a ton of different stuff there.
When we mean Korean dramas, we mean different genres: comedy, action, adventure, sci-fi, thriller, mystery, crime. So there's all different aspects and all different flavors.
Yeah, so the plots can range anywhere from where this guy can't read people's faces, like I said before. There's another one where this girl is stuck in, she's from South Korea and she's stuck in North Korea. She's trying to figure out how to get back. So there's just like a big range of like what's going on in the plots, which is what makes it really interesting. Finally, we would just like to recommend a couple for you if you want to start watching them. I would say Crash Landing on You is a really good start. That was the first one that I saw and really loved. What would you say?
I would say for all my bros out there, you got to check out Vagabond. Vagabond is an action adventure, thriller, mystery, all kind of wrapped up into one. It's like Jason Bourne on steroids. It's my favorite by far of the Korean films or Korean dramas. And so definitely check that one out.
I enjoyed it too. So girls, you might like it.
Yeah, great action sequences, great acting, great plot. Always keep you guessing. 16 episodes. You'll be binging it. You'll get through it in 2 weeks, maybe even less. Who knows?
So if you want to know more about Korean dramas or just movies in general, we are starting a channel. The Costanzos, so you can subscribe to us if you'd like, and check out. We've been doing reviews, and not just reviews, but also just discussion, talking about shows, movies. We're planning to do books as well, possibly that we've read or watched. Just what we thought about them, our thoughts, and also from a Christian perspective, what are some things that we can say about it. Yeah. So if you're interested, just check us out, the Costanzos. We'll be trying to upload a video every other week when we have the time. And thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Bye.
Bye.